Hello everyone, I'm Master41. And today we're going to be looking at the IL-129. One of the worst aircraft Germany has in the late war plane setting that Combat Box offers. This aircraft just sucks. The K4 can carry more ordnance than this thing can. The PO2 carries a similar amount of ordnance to this. I think this carries 350 and the most the PO2 can carry is like 300 kilograms. On top of that, it's very slow. I think the Heinkel 111 can beat this thing in a flat-out race. But even worse, it's one of the most fragile aircraft in the game. I actually wanted to fly this thing because of a video that I saw, I think it was Dark Skies who made it, called the Heinkel 129, Germany's A-10. But in terms of survivability, or ability to take damage, this thing is on the opposite end of the spectrum from the A-20. Whereas the A-10, A-20, I'm thinking of IL2. The A-10 is crazy in how good it is at taking hits. While this thing, 150 cal to the engine, and your engine's gonna fail. Yeah. Also, another thing that I found with this thing is it just feels like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like you're flying a good aircraft. I mean, it's very controllable, and that's something that I like about it. You can see here that I was actually able to strike 2 AAA guns in the same pass. But, whereas a K4 could dodge those anti-aircraft guns, this thing just doesn't have the energy that you it's very cool. Its ability to evade ground fire. You see here, I can take out another flak gun, and then I'm subsequently shot down on the flight home. So, yeah. Also, when this thing is damaged, you can really feel the impact on your performance. Whereas something like an HE111, you can take a little bit of damage, no issues. But this thing, a couple of hits and you're on fire. Especially because it has large internal fuel tanks. I usually just carry 50% fuel, and that's too much a lot of the time. But because it has those large internal fuel tanks, it makes it so it's fairly easy to set on fire, which is something that I noticed quite quickly. But anyway, enough of my ramblings. Enjoy the video. So the last part, wow. It took me about 4 minutes. That was about a 4-minute clip. And that was filmed on Wings of Liberty. And you can see that one Russian fighter with one Porsche was able to take out my aircraft. Now he might have been using the 23mm cannon. I'm not sure what aircraft it was. I didn't really get a good look at it in the recorder. Probably should have. But yeah, that's how fragile this thing is. It's not fun. And yeah, another issue with this thing in making this video was it isn't available on every combat box map. There are some combat box maps where this thing just isn't available. And that really upset me because I'm trying to get this video out by Friday. Might have to postpone it a little bit due to editing and all that. But yeah, it was really frustrating because yesterday I had to do like 3 flights in a row. Actually, it was more like 5 flights because this aircraft gets bounced a lot when it's going out. Yeah, it's not fun. But anyway, enjoy the next portion of the video. So here you can see I lose an engine, and this is all from the previous video, or previous segment rather. Same flight as that segment. Made it back quite a while, flew through the canyons, but you can see my right engine has failed, and the engines on this thing really have pretty poor performance. You definitely do need 2 of them. The Heinkel 129 was notorious for being a very underpowered aircraft. See there, I have no choice but to ditch it in the lake. Yeah. And at this point, we wind up in the same predicament as last flight. My engine failed at a higher altitude, so I figured that maybe if I put on the nitrous oxide boost, that might help. I might be able to retain enough altitude that I can make it back to a runway, but that just isn't the case. So I find a nice flat strip of land. I decided not to do a water landing this time because there was actually land that I could land on in the area. The reason why I did a water landing in the last portion, or in the last flight, was because it was what had to be done. But here there's a nice flat area for me to put the plane down in. And there we go, safe and sound for the 5th and final flight of this video. So that's the flying portion of the video done, but I figured I'd point something out. This is a table of my flights over the last week. Yeah. And these are all of the aircraft that I've flown this month. So I flew the K4 in the last video and compared it to the BF-110 G2 and the A8. So you can see the A8 was the lowest before I flew this thing, with an average point score of 12.2 over the course of 5 flights, and a total point score of 61. The K4 was surprisingly the highest at 167 points, and that was mainly due to the fact that I had that 30mm cannon and was able to get a few air kills as well as some ground strafing kills mixed in there. So I got a total of 167 for the K4 and 34.4. Even the 110 did better than the A8 with 133 total points over the course of 5 flights and 26.6 average across those flights. But then we go to the HS129. And if I'm butchering that pronunciation, I know. I don't speak German. All I know about doing a German accent is you add Z to the end, to the beginning of every word, and you're good. But in any case, so we got a total point score of 25. 25 points over the course of 5 missions. That's ridiculous. And we have an average point score of 5. And we didn't land once. We crashed twice, and we died and got captured 3 times, compared with the worst one last time was the A8, and we only died twice. So, yeah, I would not recommend flying this thing. It's a bad aircraft. Don't fly it. But anyway, hopefully everyone enjoyed this video, and talk to you guys later.